Oh hey y'all, didn't notice you there. Welcome back to Satisfactory. You may be wondering what I'm doing. I am laying a bunch of foundations down in preparation for the next project. What's the next project, you ask? Well, it's simple. We need to process our oil. We need a lot of products. We need a lot of plastic and a lot of rubber. So, we need to build 50. That was off. 50 oil refineries in this project. 20 of which will be processing into plastic, 20 of which will be processing into rubber, and the other 10 for fuel. The fuel, I'm going to have a special project for, because as you notice, I built a little refueling station down here for the buggy, for when I drive around. This is where I'm going to park, this is where I'm going to get off, and I'm going to go to the base from there. But it needs a constant supply of fuel. But the fuel is actually going to be turbo fuel. So I need to set up another manufacturing area to combine coal and sulfur into compressed coal. I'm really no good at this. This is usually why I do these in time lapses, just real quick, short segments. But I'm needing to make compressed coal so I can combine it with fuel to make turbo fuel to pump into that thing down there to fuel the buggy. Because that is what's going to be taking me to and from different places of the world. So, I'm going to leave you guys here. I'm going to finish up laying down all this concrete because there's a lot of it. And then I will explain in detail what the plan is. Because I've learned that not having a detailed plan can lead to mistakes. Lots and lots of mistakes. Hint, hint, that big thing over there. Which I put a shell around, as you can tell. But it's working great now. I actually was able to siphon off some of the iron that was going to the steel foundries and put it through another line of smelters to make more iron, which is feeding the constructors up there. It's running beautifully now. So we are getting our heavy modular frames made super fast. But anyway, back to laying concrete. And you know, I've been meaning to test something out. My base is now very large, and traversing it from point A to point B, even with the Blade Runners on, takes a while. So I've been meaning to see if I can set up a jump pad system. But I don't know when I'm going to get that done and how I'm going to try it out. But I do want to try it. So we'll have to look into that in the future. But for now, I need to fill in that hole. So, here we are with the foundations complete for being able to build 30, there I go again, messing up the number, 50 oil refineries on this 12 by 30 long foundation area. This one over here I completed because that's going to be our next major construction project, turbo motors. But over here, we've got our wait, is that going to be turbo? Yeah, it's going to have to be turbo motors, whatever. Anyway, we're going to have another smelting array over here for that. But whatever, we'll deal with that later. So, this is our oil processing area. We're going to have a building here, building there, probably a building over there eventually when they add more stuff. But that's how this is going to work out. We're building on this side of the factory now, and we can gradually destroy all of this. I can actually get rid of all of that. Like, that whole building there can go, because I've got nothing going into it anymore. Both of those copper mines are heading along this line now. So I can get rid of that entirely if I wanted to. And this, because I'm building wire elsewhere. But I don't want to yet. So we'll just tear all that down later. But Right now, once again, we just keep getting distracted. We need to work on our oil area. So we're going to have one line of 20 making plastic, one line of 20 making rubber, and the other line of 10, or I may do 20 and just 50% them, just so it looks good. Refineries making fuel. Yeah, that's the word. So, let's go ahead and gather up all the materials that we're going to need to build 60. Yes, I got it right this time. 60 oil refineries. So there we've put it into our to-do list, and it's actually not that bad. I only need 1,200 steel pipes, 1,500 cables, 480 motors, and 240 heavy modular frames. That's honestly not that bad. I can't fit that in what I've got right now, so I gotta go put some stuff away, but shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so we've got all the materials we need. Now, just comes to building them. So these are, and I measured them, it turns out that they are pretty much 1.5 wide by 2.5 long. So that makes it an interesting prospect for placing them. So what I'm going to end up having to do is line them up just like this. And then I'm going to make 3 rows of them. So this one's going to end up going there. I hope that built in the right spot. Of course not. And then the third row, which I can't reach from here, is going to be built behind that. But I want them all facing the same direction, which is going to end up being not that way, but the other way. So, I got them all built. I got all the walkways in place. Now all I gotta do is get the belts in place and get the oil flowing, and we will have plastic, rubber, and fuel running. Oh, this just looks glorious. This whole setup just looks amazing. 60 smokestacks for refining oil. God, I am ruining this planet. I love it. Anyway, let me get started on the belts, and then once they're all good to go, I think I'm actually going to set up storage up here for the excess of all 3, just so that I've got quick access to them. Or I could put them all down here. I've got some space right here where I could set up an excess setup, or an excess thingy. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, that'll work out great. Okay, we can do that. So apparently my recording software had an aneurysm or something, and I lost a bunch of the footage for this episode. So we're just going to have to call it here. This is going to be an extremely short episode. But I got all the belts in place, and I got all the oil hooked up, and my storage is all set up as well. Here's the crazy part. I had this thing running for like 2 minutes. And all of these are completely full now. All 3 of them. It's insane. All 3 of them. What I had to do to get all of the oil in here was I had to go in here and run some lines and some lifts and route the oil through here. And I've decided, of course, early on in this project I said we would never be looking at this again. But it's turning out to be the absolute perfect place to route all of my stuff through. I just have to put on the gas mask and make it work. And it's working out beautifully. I'm loving this. Like, if I were to go and delete all the items out of that, out of my oil refining facility and, like, plug it back in, we would see so much oil moving along here. 1,800 per minute being used. It's ridiculous. I don't even think my train can transport enough to hold it. Like, to support it all. Which is just insane. But, anyway. This has been the first truly massive in size, like not complexity, but size definitely, project of this entire game. I don't think I've built 60 things to process one resource ever. It's ridiculous. The thing that comes closest is my fuel generator facility off by the oil producing area. That's got like 40 something generators there. But this has 60 refineries. This is just crazy. But it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. And all the smoke. It's great. I love it. But anyway. So, once again, sorry for the missing footage. But, if you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. Subscribe to see more. And y'all come back now.